Good morning.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me.
Every time I start recording.
That wasn't even stuck up on me, everybody. Jesus crikey. That was horrendous.
I'm going to warn you.
Wow.
Next time I whap out my phone or camera. The last time I filmed being in the bush, just on my phone, he did the biggest whopper. So we came out to the bush last night and slept in the tent. So we're just putting it down. We're actually in a semi-rush this morning because we have our appointment. It's a 34-week scan for the bump. 34 weeks today. It's crazy. The last scan that I had was 20 weeks. And that was ages ago, so Mike's coming with me this time. He doesn't come to all of my appointments because they are a little bit frequent now. But look, this is the campsite that we stayed at. Little remote-ish spot. We've never been here before. But it did rain a little bit last night, and it feels like it's that wetness, a little bit drizzly in the sky today. A little bit misty. But yeah, this is a little bit more known than we thought, so it must be some sort of 4x4 track. But this is for the past 2 camping weekends that Mike have been on. Mike and I have both been on. Every campsite that we've been to be fair, the second one was a very well-known one where you pay to go. It's one of those national parks, but even then, people just don't respect nature and they don't clean up after themselves, and it's really upsetting to see, because Mike and I always like, if you come to a place in nature anywhere, you leave it in a good place kind of thing. So take all your stuff, don't leave anything. And yeah, this camp spot is just full of some sort of tissues. It just ruins the whole feeling of wilderness for other people when they come. So I would say leave it as you found it, but you know, the last time we were at the campsite, people had left their whole chicken boxes and some sort of McDonald's Coca-Cola cups, and they just leave it and they just do not care. And I am having a bit of a ramble morning because it happens so often, and we're in the bush, we're in nature. This is where people go to enjoy being in nature, and then to come to that just doesn't do it for me. And last time we went around and picked up everyone's stuff, but this is the problem. People are so used to having their stuff picked up for them, no consequence, and that's why they do it. Because people are lazy sometimes, and they can't be bothered to clean up after themselves. So in my mind, if you're like that, if anyone is like that, they don't deserve to enjoy the nature. Anyway, morning ramble over. Do you need a hand?
I need to tuck the hood in.
Oh. I'm gonna help put away the tent. And then we're gonna go get ready, brush our teeth, and then make our way to breakfast, because we're a couple of hours away from where we need to be for the hospital. We've got the toothpaste. Bumpy ride. Ooh, we're going for breakfast. Guys, we haven't eaten properly for the past few days. We've been in here quite a few times. It's always where we go when we go to the Blue Mountains. And it's... What are you fancying?
The big breakfast.
Big brekkie. I think I may just go for eggs your way. 2 eggs on sourdough.
And you can have my bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah. You can have my one.
Yeah. what we're waiting for. Coffee. Yeah. This is the go-to. Skimmed cappuccino, large. Oh, I just got one of those really bitty bits of the coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee is needed this morning. No. Hash browns. Oh, I went for the avocado egg. And then, you know how we're supposed to be eating healthy? We also got a banana bread. It's homemade. What, so it says to share. Because we're not going to be eating all that. We've got about an hour and a half till our appointment, so we're just clearing all the van, all the stuff. And because we live in the middle of the countryside, we struggle to get internet. We've been trying to download this movie for the past week, and it's currently on 59%. But yeah, we've been trying to download Finding Nemo, because now being in Australia, I feel like that movie kind of fits. It's a little messy. Got the fridge in here too. We actually keep this in the house just for storing spare milks and stuff. And it's been really useful. But we also take it camping too, because that's what it originally was for. Utilising. But all of this setup here, drawers that we made, or Mike made, and these slidey ones.
Don't look at my knickers now.
Is what we use for the Great Barrier Reef, and they still come in handy. I mean, the whole tent and slidey drawers and stuff seriously weighs down the car. You feel this just heaviness every time this car is driven, and when you go like around corners and stuff, but it's totally worth it. Makes camping, going into the bush and everything else so much easier. If you are thinking of doing long term, like coming to Australia and doing a whole year of sightseeing and everything else, wouldn't recommend getting one of these. They're great for short term. It's one of those zip up ones and you have to zip it up and zip it down all the time. Mike and I were looking at getting one of those hard shell ones that just go up and down, easier to open, easier to close. But this is great if you're short term. More cost effective, but more hassle if you're trying to do long term camping, and that's kind of what we found. I'm trying to unpack at the same time. That's what we found when doing our trip to Cairns, is that it was a bit of a hassle hopping that thing up and down every single day. But I mean, we've just come back from the mountains for a night, just a little trip to get away, and honestly it's amazing. It takes us about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on where we are in the mountains, to go camping. So it is a little bit of a drive, but it's totally worth it. What are those? What are those? What are those? Oh, look at this. Oh, the English skill did it again. It's actually the arms too. Yeah, I'm feeling a little hot. I think you're okay.
Australian.
You're Australian. It's the sock tan line for me. I look so low down compared to you.
Yeah.
Need a booster seat like your other car.
I agree. Let's see what this dude looks like, eh?
Sure will.
Hopefully he looks like his mum.
How accurate are those 3D scans?
Pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah, well,
I'm intrigued to see if he has hair.
So I'm nervous.
A little bit.
Why?
I don't know. Okay, let's go.
You're fine.
I don't actually know if people normally have a scan at 34 weeks.
I don't think so. I think it's like it's something to monitor
yeah. So it's been a while since our last scan, but we've been asked to reschedule, which is now for the 34 weeks, just to monitor his health. So we're gonna go find out if all is good today, which is why I'm feeling really nervous. Because you just, obviously, you don't know what's going on until you have that scan, and it can determine quite a few things. So just, I don't know, I'm feeling nervous. He kept moving around, so that's the best image that they got of him. It's always very cool to see because we haven't seen him for such a long time. He's gonna be here soon, guys. I officially have a baseball. Sugar-free vanilla. So we have now arrived back home. We woke up this morning and it was like overcast, cold, and now it's just blue skies and absolutely blazing hot heat. So I was actually going to ask Mike to be a part of this, like, pregnancy round off, like, I guess male opinion. But I don't think he actually has much to say, to be honest, because it's me currently going through everything and he is just... feels like he's on the sideline a bit because he's not the one really going through it. They don't feel what we feel and as involved, so yeah, they don't have as much to say about it, I guess. But we are back from our scan and it was really nice to see him because we haven't seen him for such a long time. So the last scan that we had was at 20 weeks and now I'm 34. So at the home stretch, which I don't know, I have mixed feelings about, because it felt like such a long time ago when I found out that I was pregnant, and I feel like I used the road trip to the Great Barrier Reef as the main point of, well, the main start of pregnancy, because that's when it was. I was only 6 weeks or so then, and that felt like such a long time ago, all the way up till now. And now I feel like I'm at that stage where more heavily pregnant, so time feels a lot slower. I'm not able to do the same things, and I definitely struggle with that at times. It's kind of like I'm only just being really forced to come to the realization that I am pregnant. I'm not able to do the same things, and throughout the whole time I've just tried to be able to do the same things that I was able to do pre-pregnancy, and it just doesn't work that way. So I'm at that point where I'm just being completely forced to slow down to almost zero, and I feel like out of the whole pregnancy, that has to be one of the hardest challenges for me, and not feeling myself. I definitely haven't felt myself in such a long time, but even more so now. Sleep is currently really bad, and we went camping last night. And yeah, I think it's because I'm not sleeping well, Mike isn't sleeping well, I toss and turn, which keeps him up, and yeah, I'm just feeling uncomfortable, needing to pee all the time, and baby is constantly under my rib and just feeling very uncomfortable. So I'm coming to that stage where I am ready for him to come out. So going into the scan today was pretty much just checking his overall health and making sure he's healthy and how things have developed, because from 20 weeks till now he's still done a huge amount of growing and developing. So it's just checking all of that. Everything looks good, so everything's on track. They said that he has good to slightly larger head. I was like, damn it. But yeah, he's all in the right places, in the right position. He has a bit of hair. So I did ask the lady doing the scan if
she could see if he has any hair, and you can just see these little blobs of hair just on his head floating because he's in this liquid. So that was really cool to see. It's crazy how much development he has done from 20 weeks to 30 weeks. Well, 34 weeks actually, which is now. How much he's grown and how much I have grown. And I think because this is our first pregnancy, everything is just so new, and I do feel like you can sometimes feel overwhelmed with things because you don't always know what's going on or what to do, or because it's the first ride, it's the first rodeo, and so feeling very new to everything, and in a way feeling super unprepared. But in a way you can't really prepare for having a baby. You can't prepare for raising a little baby, and there's only certain things that you can do. But yeah, we haven't packed our hospital bags or anything else like that at the moment. It's coming to an end, and it feels crazy to say. It's definitely becoming a big reality that he is going to be here so soon. The changes that it brings to your life, and you know, just the amount of changes that have happened and how different I feel already just being pregnant is kind of insane. Like, yeah, I definitely have not felt myself throughout the whole pregnancy, and I know that, well, I'm kind of expecting, I don't know what's going to happen, but I do expect to not feel myself for, I guess, a year or so, maybe more, after having a new addition to our family. So this week I am slowly collecting hospital bag stuff and getting those things ready, because I feel like I would rather be prepared just in case he decides to make a soon appearance, which they do normally say they normally come late, but just feeling a little bit more prepared than I am now would be really great, and just having those things ready in case things happen. And yeah, Mike and I are already deciding to not go too far away from the hospital, and because even going to the mountains, it's 2 hours journey or something. So we're trying to figure out like the radius of how far we're going to go on our adventures now, and yeah, so those exciting things are coming. But yeah, apart from that, I guess we're as prepared as we can be. I have had quite a few questions about the name and all of that, and Mike and I have actually had this name from pre-pregnancy, from the beginning. It's a name that I have wanted for quite some time, and when I told him that was kind of the only boy's name that I've ever thought of, he loved it. And we've tried to think of other names, and we haven't come to an agreement on any, or well, we haven't actually liked any other ones. So this name has always stuck with us. It's not like a solid thing, but we're about 95% sure we're going to go with this name. We're kind of prepared. We're feeling prepared on that front. But in terms of training has definitely been different. Definitely had to alter training every week, how I'm feeling on that day, and my priority is to keep moving and keep active and do what I can and do what I feel like my body is capable of. One thing that I have done though is really decrease my training each week, just as I'm getting bigger and getting on the later stages of pregnancy. If I'm really not feeling anything that day, I might just do some light cardio and some light weights and just get a good pump on and get myself in the gym. Just keeping on moving has been the priority, and each session not going in completely draining myself to zero, so also leaving a little bit left in the tank so I feel like I can recoup the energy and go back in the next day. But at the moment I have been doing 4 to 5 training days a week, and then just taking rest days whenever I really feel like I need it. But I've also been adding in more walking and just prioritize getting outside. Just really good for moving, but also for mental health as well, so prioritizing mental and physical. But nutrition, oh my gosh, I still have the world's worst chocolate cravings. So I have been starting to eat these little date things, which I have been recommended to start having. I saw a recipe online. It's dates with peanut butter and you put dark chocolate on it. Apparently dates are good and have been known to be good for just labor and progressing and all of that stuff. So I'm like, well, I'm here to try anything. So we're currently, yes, Mike and I are both having these date peanut buttery chocolate bars, and they're actually really delicious. Haven't really had dates before, so this was something new to me as well. I made it the other day and Mike also loved it, so that was a bonus. I feel like I'm pregnant and Mike is like pregnant too. When I have these chocolate cravings, he has it too, and I don't know, is that just a male thing or a partner thing? I don't know, but that's something new added into the diet. Nutrition side of things haven't really changed. Just eating, I actually haven't been eating very well in the past few days, being camping and just being so busy that I haven't been eating enough food. So getting on top of that this week and starting to meal prep more foods, and that's actually something I'm going to do closer to the time as well. We're planning to just meal prep everything for, I don't know, maybe a few weeks when baby is here. We've also ordered some foods from this little local, well, like small business where they prep food specifically for new parents, so you don't have to worry about cooking. And that's something that I'm going to be doing in probably the next few weeks, thinking about recipes and what to make, maybe like spaghetti bolognese and just lots of ricey and pastry dishes, something that can be frozen for a good amount of time. But yeah, all of this stuff is to come. Still so much preparing to do, but I will update you guys on all of that to come. But the countdown is on.